Good day, Sir Ben. My name is Riame Piditsario and I am the reporter of Group 2. So our topic is all about continental drift theory. So first, we need to know the meaning of continental drift theory. The continental drift theory, the discussions on the rock cycle, highlights the constant changes in Earth's surface due to the external and internal processes, contrasting earlier beliefs that the Earth's geography has remained static since the beginning of time. So, ang rock cycle is nagapakita sang padayon nga pagbag-o sa ibabaw sang kalibutan tungod sang mga panlabas kag panloob nga proseso. Sa una, may pagtuo nga ang heograpiya sa kalibutan wala nagabag-o. Leonardo da Vinci's discovery of fossils seashells in high mountains in the 1500s sparked the idea that these mountains were once underwater. By the 1800s, scientists began accepting the concept of large vertical movements in Earth crust. So, ang pagdiskubre ni Leonardo da Vinci sa mga fossils nga seashells sa mataas nga kabundukan sang 1500s or 60th century naghatag sang idea nga ang mga kabundukan antes nagatukod sa idalom sang dagat sang 1800s or 19th century nag-umpisa na ang mga siyentipiko sa pag-ako sa mga idea nga may mga dako nga paggalaw sa crust sang kalibutan. With Alfred Wegener's continental drift theory in the early 20th century providing evidence of horizontal movement through the formation and breakup of the supercontinent Pangaea. Wegener supported his theory with geographical, biological, and climatic evidence, revolutionizing our understanding of Earth's dynamic geological history. So, ang Pangaea is amo ni sa ang mga nagkawatak-watak nga mga continents pero kung buon sila tanan amo ni sa ang ginatawag nga supercontinent which is amo ni sa ang Pangaea. Si Alfred Wegener is siya ni ang gusto magpatunay nga ang mga kontinente is gagiho. So, damo-damo sa evidences para lang mapatihan nga ang mga continents is gagiho. So, Alfred Wegener is have three evidences. We have geological evidence, biological evidence, and climate change evidence. So first, we have to tackle about geological evidence. What is geological evidence? Wegener's geological evidence for continental drift theory included the jigsaw puzzle-like feat of continents, notably South America and Africa's coastlines. He highlighted mountain ranges with similar rock types and ages, such as the folded rocks of the Caledonian Mountains, which span across regions now separated by vast oceans like West Africa, North America, Newfoundland, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, Greenland, and Norway. supporting the idea of past continental connection. So sa jigsaw puzzle is like for example is mga yellow nga gakadurog. Tapos if madurog ng isa ka yellow, ang hugis nga ginhalinan nila is isa lang Japon. Like sa puzzle pala guys nga dun sa mga gakawatak-watak mga kontinente, if i-connect mo sila nga duwa, fit sila Japan. So amon sa ang gusto pagid nga or isa nga evidences ni Wigner. Biological evidences or evidence. The biological evidence supporting the continental drift theory includes the discovery of similar plant and animals fossils on the continents separated by oceans. Fossils of Mesosaurus and Lystrosaurus suggest these animals could not have crossed oceans, as their fossils are not widely distributed. The presence of Glossopteris fossils in Africa, Australia, India, and South America, plants too large to be wind carried, indicates close linkage between these regions. Furthermore, Glossopteris only grew in areas with a subpolar climate, suggesting these land masses were once located near the South Pole. Ang biological is amon sa ang nagasuporta sa teorya nga continental drift nga kabilangan sang mga pagtuklas ng pareho nga mga fossil sang halaman kag hayop sa mga kontinente nga naghiwalay sa mga karagatan. Ang mga fossil sang Mesosaurus kag Lystrosaurus gapahiwatig nga ang mga hayop is hindi kayang tumawid sa mga karagatan tungod sa ilang mga fossils nga hindi masyado malawak na kumalat. Ang sa fossils naman ng Glossopteris sa Africa, Australia, India at Timog Amerika, sang mga halaman na masyadong malaki para dalhin ng hangin. Gapakita man ni siyang malapit nga ugnayan sa pagitan ng mga rehiyong ito. Bukod dito, ang Glossopteris ay tumutubo lamang sa mga lugar na subpolar na klima. Gapahiwatig nga ang mga lupain na ito ay dating matatagpuan sa malapit na South Pole. Climate evidence. Wigner's discovery of a glacial period during a late Paleozoic era in southern Africa, South America, Australia, and India, initially attributed to global cooling, was later challenged by the presence of tropical swamps with abundant vegetations in the northern hemisphere at the same time. This contradiction supported the theory that the supercontinent was located near the South Pole, with northern hemisphere continents closer to the equator in the past. The glacial period also left glacial striations on these continents, further evidence of past geological evidence. So ang pagtuklas ni Wigner sang panahon sang glaciations sa huling bahin sang Paleozoic era sa Timog Africa, Timog Amerika, Australia kag India nga una nga iniugnay sa global cooling, ginpanghamak sang presensya sang mga tropical nga lichens nga may masaganang mga gulay sa hilagang hemisperyo sa amo man na nga panahon. Ang contradictions nga ini nagasuporta sa teorya nga ang supercontinent anay ara lapit sa South Pole, samtang ang mga kontinente sa hilagang hemisperyo mas malapit sa Ecuador sang nakaligad. Ang panahon sang glaciations nagbilin man sang mga glacial stations sa mga kontinente nga dugang nga ebidensya sang mga nakaligad nga panghitabo sa geological. Seafloor spreading. After World War II, ocean floor exploration became a focal point of geological studies. Geologist Harry Hess from Princeton University proposed the theory of seafloor spreading, suggesting that the oceanic crust moves away from mid-ocean ridges. This theory explains how new oceanic crust is formed as magma rises along the ridge, contrary to the belief that continents moves above a stationary ocean floor. It is actually the tectonic plates that move, carrying both continents and oceans basins. These plates, floating on the denser atmospheres, are driven by convection currents, resulting in the continuous movements and evolutions of Earth's surface. Ang seafloor spreading is gahapon siya when ang movement sang magma ga clockwise and counterclockwise. Amo na siya ang ginatawag nga convection current. Ginapo siyang convection current ang magma pasaka, and that is when ma-divide ang isa ka plate sa duwa, and also ang plate is maga-move away from each other. Kag dira ga-form ang ginatawag nga undersea mountain ranges or mid-oceanic ridge. And amo na siya ang ginatawag nga seafloor spreading. Plate tectonics theory. The confirmations of the seafloor spreading hypothesis revealed that continents do not move above the ocean floor. Instead, it is fragments of the lithosphere, known as plates, that carry both continents and oceans basins. These plates float on the weaker asthenospheres, a fluid-like regions in the mantle, allowing them to move freely. Convection currents in the mantle heat and weaken the asthenospheres, driving the movements of the lithospheric plates. Earth's surface is divided into 7 major lithospheric plates, including North America, South America, Pacific, African, Eurasians, Indo-Australians, and Antarctic plates, accounting for 94% of Earth's surface. These plates constantly move relative to each other, leading to interactions along plates boundaries, identified by earthquake epicenters and volcanic activity. So, ang plate tectonic theory is gahambal siya nga waay sa gamob sa babaw sang ocean floor, kundi gamob siya tungod sa lithosphere or known as plates. So, ang lithosphere is ga-float above asthenosphere or ang fluid-like region sang mantle. That's how gamove ang plates. We have 3 main types of plate boundaries. First, the convergent boundaries. Second, the divergent boundaries. And third is the transform fault boundaries. First, the convergent boundaries. What is convergent boundaries? Convergent boundaries are the boundaries where two plates move toward each other. A convergent boundaries is also known as destructive margin, since this is where collisions between two plates occurs. So, I have an example of convergence boundaries. So, this is the example of convergent boundaries. So, ang convergent boundaries is amo ni siya ang duwa ka plates nga move towards from each other, ga bungguanay. This. So, convergent boundaries have three types. First, the oceanic or islands arc. Two oceanic crust collides. One crust sinks underneath the other. This trigger melting, leading to the formations of volcanic islands arcs. Ang oceanic is ang duwa ka oceanic crust is makulide or mabungguanay and dira ga-form ang mga volcanic arcs or islands arcs. Oceanic continental or volcano. An oceanic crust collides with a continental crust, forcing the denser oceanic crust to sink beneath the continental crust. At the subduction zone, partial melting occurs, leading to the formations of volcanic arcs. So, ang oceanic continental arc is ang oceanic continental crust mabungguanay, and then ang oceanic crust is masabdak sa continental crust tungod mas dense ang oceanic crust, and then tunawon sa mantle, and ang oceanic crust dira ma-form ang mga volcano. Continental or mountains. Two continental plates collide, but instead of one plate sinking beneath the other, folding occurs and mountain ridges are formed. Trenches are features of the ocean floor that are present in both oceanic boundary and oceanic continental boundary. Subduction occurs at the trenches. Therefore, these are the characterized as the deepest parts of Earth. Ang continental is ang duwa ka continental crust nga mabungguanay sa ilang collision dira gaka-form ang mga mountain ranges. A divergent boundary is the opposite of convergent boundary. Two plates moves away from each other, forming a new land. Thus it is also known as constructive margin. The ocean's ridge system is a divergent boundary where the new ocean floor is produced as magma rises, pushing the older rock aside. So this is the example of divergent plate boundaries moving away from each other. Yan. Number 3, the transform fault boundary. Transform fault boundary is also known as conservative plate margin, since two plates just move past one another, neither creating nor destroying land. It is usually at the transform fault boundary where earthquake epicenter are found because the rocks stand, break, and not fold or sink, like in the convergent boundary. So this is the example of transform fault boundary. Move past one another. So next, we have a continental margin. What is continental margin? Continental margin, the portions of the continent that is submerged. These are two types of continental margin, passive and active margin. Ang words na submerge is amo ni siya ang na lubog or nasa dalom na sang dagat. Ang continental margin naman is amo ni siya ang nagatukoy sang pag-agi sang duta pakadto sa dagat. We have a passive and active margin. So what is passive and active margin? Passive continental margins consist of a continental shelf, continental slope, and continental rise. It is not associated with plate boundaries. Thus, there are very little tectonic activities. So, ang passive naman is wala ni siya connect sa sa plate boundaries. Active margin. An active continental margin only has a continental shelf and a continental slope. It is associated with plate boundaries, thus a main features of this boundary is a French. Ang active margin naman is may connect ni siya sa plate boundaries. And lastly, we have different features of a continental margin. Number 1. The continental shelf is the gently sloping submerged portions of the continent. So, ang continental shelf kuno is siya ang bahagyang pahilig na galubog sa bahagi sang kontinente. Number 2, the continental slope is the steep slope after the continental shelf. It is still part of the continent. So, ang continental slope is amon siya ang matarik na dalisdis pagkatapos sang continental shelf. Amo man siya is bahagi siya sang kontinente. Number 3. The continental rise is the gentle sloping area after the continental slope arid before the ocean floor. So, ang continental rise is ang bahagyang pahilig na bahagi pagtapos ang continental slope bago ang sahig sang karagatan. Number 4. The trenches are the deepest parts of the oceans. These are narrow depressions caused by the subductions of the ocean floor along the convergence boundaries. So, ang mga trench nga amon siyang mga pinaka dalom nga bahagi sang sang dagat. Amon siyang makitid na depresyon dulot sang mga subductions sang sahig sa karagatan sa mga convergent boundary. Number 5. The mid-oceanic ridge is the mountain range systems in the oceans. It is responsible for the productions of new ocean floor. This is the regions where new magma constantly emerge from. So, ang mid-oceanic ridge is ang sistema sang kabundukan sa karagatan. Amo sang responsable nga pagbuo sang bagong sahig sang karagatan diri sa patuloy nga gagwa ang mga bag-o nga magma. So, that's all, sir. Thank you for listening.